Australian Commonwealth Pairway Balkadaki, Socialist Alliance அமைப்பில் சேர்ந்த Trent Hawkins அவர்களை அன்புடன் மேடைக்கு அழைக்கின்றோம்.
Thank you, Mitra. I'd like to now invite Mr. Trent Hawkins from the Socialist Alliance Victoria to the stage.
First, thank you very much for the invitation to the Socialist Alliance, both to come here today but also to give greetings. So I have greetings on behalf of the Socialist Alliance. I'd just like to read out. Firstly, though, I would like to apologise on behalf of the comrades in the Socialist Alliance that more could not attend this event today. We had planned in advance a Socialist Alliance forum in Footscray with the Sudanese community, so a number of our members had to be there. The Socialist Alliance has supported the Tamil people's struggle for self-determination since we formed in 2000, and some political tendencies and members within the Socialist Alliance have supported the Tamil cause since the 1970s. We have worked in solidarity with Australia's Tamil diaspora to raise awareness amongst Australians about the oppression of Tamil people in Sri Lanka, and to demand that the Australian government withdraw its support of the undemocratic government of Sri Lanka. It is in this context that the Socialist Alliance welcomes the formation of the Australian Tamil Congress and the steps towards the formation of the transnational government of Tamil. As many have remarked, the Sri Lankan government's violent and indiscriminate military victory over the LTT has not and will not mean an end to the Tamil people's aspirations for an independent homeland. The media and international community would have us believe that the recent conflict was driven by a small separatist group which did not have the support of the Tamil people. However, we know that this is not true, and we know that the beginning of this conflict was the systematic discrimination of Tamil people in Sri Lanka and the suppression by the Sri Lankan government of any peaceful diplomatic means for the attainment of the Tamils' basic democratic rights. For Tamils, it is obvious that an end to the conflict will not come until their discrimination ends, until they have guaranteed their basic human rights. And this will only be made possible if the Tamils can win independence from the Sri Lankan state and freely exercise self-rule. What we have witnessed over the last year has been a complete failure of the so-called international community to respond to genocide. Unfortunately, this is not a novel experience. The governments of the First World do not act as representatives of their people, but rather of the economic interests that guarantee their position. Moreover, the operation of multinational corporations throughout the rest of the world demands the existence of a stable economic environment and governments who allow them free access to their country's resources. This develops a culture whereby few governments are ever prepared to challenge the status quo and instead merely pay lip service to issues of human rights. Nonetheless, history has shown us that we need not despair. Numerous cases can be cited in which the governments of the world have been forced to act in the face of injustice. However, they do so only reluctantly and only when strong social and political movements push against them, threatening their very existence. This points to what our tasks should be today. Instead of pleading to the conscience of the political and economic elite of the world, it is necessary to turn our attention to the ordinary people of Australia. The government and media have painted a distorted and manipulated picture of Sri Lanka, which has been swallowed by the people of Australia. But they do so only because they do not know the truth. And I'm sure that upon knowing the truth, they would surely respond by demanding that their government do something. Only when the numbers of ordinary people swell to an unmanageable size will our government think twice about its support for the Sri Lankan government. Our job is to help build that movement of people. And the first step is the education of trade unions, grassroots, activist groups, and social justice organisations in the real history of Sri Lanka. Secondly, it is necessary to include them in concrete political activity, such as asking them to boycott Sri Lanka or to attend or support actions, rallies, events that occurred. Thirdly, we need to put concrete demands for action upon the Australian government. which if acted upon would significantly assist the Tamil people's struggle for self-determination. In situations of mass repression and destruction, it is necessary to preserve a critical voice. Unfortunately, the 300,000 in the concentration camps have not even the smallest of rights, and there is virtually no freedom to express alternative political viewpoints. The formation of a united political organisation of the Tamil diaspora in Australia is an important step forward in the current repressive environment to preserve that critical voice and extend its reach. In South Africa, East Timor and Ireland, the existence of a well-organised and unified diaspora worked in tandem with the frontline struggles at home to ensure the attainment of their goals. We hope that the Australian Tamil Congress can work effectively to develop a broad movement of international solidarity, and we pledge our complete support in this campaign. We wish you all the success in this venture, and we will work together with the Tamil community until the Tamil people of Sri Lanka have won freedom and the right to form an independent self-government state of Tamil Elam. In the words of Che Guevara, until victory, always. Finally, just if people are interested, they're welcome to look at some information on the Socialist Alliance. We have a table at the back. And I encourage people to get a subscription to the newspaper Green Left Weekly, which is one of the only sources of media in Australia that covers the Tamil situation accurately. Anyway, once again, I'd just like to thank you very much for the opportunity to speak here today, and wish you all the best. Thank you.
Honorary Trent Hawkins. உறுப்பினர் விண்ணப்ப படிவங்களை தயவு செய்து பூர்த்தி செய்து கொண்டு வீட்டுச் செல்லுங்கள். நீங்களுடன் பணம் செலுத்த வேண்டும் என்ற அவசியமில்லை. நாங்கள் தொடர்பு கொள்வோம். தமிழின் பயணம் தொடங்குகிறது என்ற தலைப்பில் கவிதை வாசிக்க வருகிறார் திரு மனோகர்.
Thanks, Trent. Pamphlets have been handed out to all of you as you enter today. Within the pamphlet is a membership form. I'd encourage as many of you as possible to please fill in the membership form and hand them in to the various desks that have been set up. It is not necessary to pay the membership fees today. You'll be contacted in due course. Next is a recital of a poem written by Karnesan Nathan titled The Tamil Journey Begins. The recital will be by Vinod Manohar.
The Tamil journey begins. Today we begin an important mission to lead our persecuted people out of incarceration to freedom. Their freedom lies in our unity. Our unity lies in the Australian Tamil Congress. This journey will be long, but each of your efforts, however great or small, will bring us closer to hope. Our strength will come from a shared feeling of pride. Not the pride of importance or authority, but the shared pride of being Tamil, and the firm belief that in our actions, our people will know that they have not been abandoned, that hope is possible, and justice is inevitable. That is what has brought us here, and that is what will lead us to success.